Welcome to Rare USA Coin Reveal, the channel where hidden pocket change can turn into unbelievable treasure. Today, we're counting down the top 3 Washington quarter dollars that collectors are desperately searching for right now. Some of these rare quarters may look completely normal, but certain dates, mint marks, and errors have made them worth thousands of dollars. Imagine finding one of these valuable coins in your old coin jar, wallet, or everyday change. In this video, we'll reveal the rare features that make these Washington quarters so special and why collectors are paying huge money to own them. Make sure you stay until the end, because the number 1 quarter on this list could completely shock you. So hit that like button, subscribe to Rare USA Coin Reveal, and let's get started. Coin number 1, the 1981 Washington quarter without a mint mark, may look like an ordinary coin you could find in everyday pocket change. But what if I told you this simple quarter has become one of the most talked about modern coins among collectors? Most people never pay attention to the tiny details on their coins, and that's exactly why valuable pieces like this sometimes go unnoticed for years. The Washington Quarter series has always been popular in the United States, but certain years and mint varieties stand out because of rarity, condition, and collector demand. The 1981 quarter without a mint mark is one of those coins that has quietly gained attention, especially when found in high grades or with unusual errors. If you have an old jar of quarters sitting at home, now might be the perfect time to check every single coin carefully. The reason this coin attracts attention is because quarters from 1981 were not saved in large numbers like earlier silver quarters. By the early 1980s, many Americans simply spent these coins in circulation without thinking twice. A 1981 Washington quarter without a mint mark was struck in Philadelphia, because during that time Philadelphia coins often carried no mint mark at all. While millions were produced, finding one today in excellent condition is much harder than most people realize. Coins from circulation usually develop scratches, fading, and wear over decades of use. But when collectors discover a sharp, shiny example with strong details and almost no damage, the value can rise dramatically. One of the biggest reasons collectors hunt for the 1981 quarter is the possibility of mint errors. Error coins are mistakes made during the coin production process, and these mistakes can turn an ordinary coin into a highly valuable collectible. Some 1981 Washington quarters have been discovered with off-center strikes, doubled lettering, weak strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks. These unusual features make the coin unique, and collectors love coins that stand out from normal circulation pieces. Even a small minting error can increase the value significantly depending on rarity and condition. That's why experienced coin hunters inspect every quarter under bright light or magnification, hoping to spot something unusual. Condition is everything when it comes to coin collecting, and this is especially true for the 1981 Washington quarter. Coins graded in mint state condition by professional grading companies are far more valuable than heavily circulated examples. A normal worn coin may only be worth face value, but a bright, uncirculated quarter with clean surfaces and strong luster can sell for much more. Collectors search for coins with sharp details in George Washington's hair, clear lettering, and minimal contact marks. Some high-grade examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars when certified by grading services, because truly pristine coins from this year are surprisingly difficult to find. Another fascinating detail about the 1981 Washington quarter is how overlooked it remains among everyday people. Most people focus only on older silver quarters from before 1965, assuming modern quarters have no value at all. But smart collectors know that scarcity in high grades matters just as much as silver content. Since relatively few people preserved rolls of 1,981 quarters in perfect condition, top-quality examples became harder to locate over time. That scarcity created stronger demand among serious collectors trying to complete Washington quarter sets. It's proof that even modern coins can become hidden treasures if the conditions are right. If you want to check your own 1981 quarter, start by looking carefully at the front and back of the coin. Confirm there is no mint mark beside the date, which means it came from Philadelphia. Then inspect the surfaces for unusual doubling, strike errors, or missing details. Pay attention to the shine and overall appearance of the coin. Coins with original mint luster and very few scratches are far more desirable than damaged pieces. Some collectors even use magnifying glasses or digital microscopes to spot tiny details invisible to the naked eye. You never know when a small feature could turn an ordinary quarter into something extremely valuable. Auction prices for rare high-grade Washington quarters continue to surprise collectors every year. While most 1981 quarters remain common, exceptional examples with rare errors or outstanding condition can command impressive prices in the collector market. Some certified mint state coins have sold for hundreds of dollars, and rare error varieties may sell for even more depending on demand. The excitement comes from the possibility that an ordinary-looking quarter could secretly be worth far beyond 25 cents. Stories like these inspire thousands of people to search through old change jars, bankrolls, and family coin collections every day. The history behind the Washington quarter also adds to its popularity. First introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the design quickly became one of America's most recognized coins. Over the decades, billions were produced, but only certain years and varieties became truly collectible. The 1981 issue stands out because it represents a period when coin collecting interest was growing while fewer people saved high-quality modern coins. That combination created hidden rarity that many people still overlook today. Sometimes the most valuable coins are not the oldest or the rarest by mintage, but the ones people ignored for decades. Imagine discovering a valuable 1981 Washington quarter in your own home without even realizing it. It could be sitting in an old piggy bank, hidden in a drawer, or mixed into everyday pocket change. That possibility is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes those stories come with surprising value attached. Collectors across America continue searching for rare quarters because they know treasures can appear in the most unexpected places. A simple coin that most people spend without thinking could actually become the highlight of a collection. The 1981 Washington quarter without a mint mark proves that hidden treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered. Whether it's a rare mint error, an incredibly high-grade example, or a unique variety, these coins continue attracting attention from collectors and treasure hunters alike. So, before you spend your next quarter, take a closer look at the date, the details, and the condition. You might be holding a coin worth far more than face value. And who knows, the next rare Washington quarter discovery could be sitting in your pocket right now. Coin number 2. What if the quarter hiding in your pocket right now could actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? The 1973 Washington quarter without a mint mark is one of those coins that many people overlook every single day. At first glance, it seems like an ordinary quarter you might use for snacks, parking meters, or spare change. But collectors know that certain 1973 quarters from Philadelphia have become surprisingly valuable, especially when found in exceptional condition or with rare minting errors. Most people never stop to inspect their coins closely, and that's exactly why hidden treasures like this can still be discovered today. The 1973 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. During that time, Philadelphia quarters often carried no mint mark, making them easy to identify. Millions of these quarters entered circulation across America, and because they were used heavily for everyday transactions, most examples became worn down over the years. Coins were tossed into cash registers, dropped into vending machines, and carried in pockets for decades. As a result, finding a 1973 quarter today with sharp details and strong original luster is much more difficult than many people realize. That scarcity in high grades is one reason collectors pay close attention to this coin. One of the most exciting parts of collecting Washington quarters is the hunt for mint errors, and the 1973 quarter is no exception. Mint errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process at the U.S. Mint. These mistakes can create unique coins that stand out from ordinary examples. Some collectors have discovered 1973 quarters with doubled lettering, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or unusual strike issues. These error coins can attract huge attention because no two mistakes are exactly alike. Even a small minting error can increase the value dramatically depending on rarity, condition, and collector demand. Condition plays a massive role in determining the value of a 1973 Washington quarter. Most circulated coins are worth only face value, but high-grade mint-state examples are far more difficult to find. Collectors carefully examine the coin surfaces, shine, and details to determine quality. A quarter with strong luster, clean fields, and minimal scratches can be worth significantly more than a heavily worn example. Coins graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC often bring the highest prices because collectors trust certified grades. Some top-condition 1973 quarters have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions simply because so few survived in pristine condition. Another reason the 1973 Washington quarter attracts attention is because people rarely save modern coins. Back in the 1970s, most Americans did not think quarters would ever become collectible. They were simply everyday money used for gas stations, grocery stores, and arcade machines. Very few people stored rolls of quarters carefully for future collecting. Because of that, truly untouched examples became surprisingly scarce over time. Today, collectors building complete Washington quarter sets often struggle to locate high-grade 1973 Philadelphia quarters with attractive surfaces and strong eye appeal. Collectors also love this coin because it connects to a fascinating era in American history. The early 1970s were a time of major cultural and economic changes in the United States. Coins from this period circulated through one of the busiest decades in modern America. Every scratch and mark on a 1973 quarter represents years of history and use. For collectors, owning a well-preserved example feels like holding a small piece of the past. That emotional connection adds even more interest to the coin collecting hobby and keeps demand strong for older Washington quarters. If you want to check your own 1973 Washington quarter, begin by examining the area beside the date on the front of the coin. If there is no mint mark, the coin was produced in Philadelphia. Next, inspect the surfaces carefully under bright lighting. Look for doubling in the lettering, strange cracks, missing details, or unusual shapes. Pay attention to the shine and sharpness of the coin. Quarters with crisp details in George Washington's hair and clean surfaces are usually more desirable. Some collectors even use magnifying glasses or digital microscopes to inspect tiny features invisible to the naked eye. Many people are shocked when they learn how valuable ordinary-looking quarters can become. Coin auctions regularly feature Washington quarters that sell for astonishing prices simply because of rarity or condition. While not every 1973 quarter is valuable, the best examples can command impressive amounts from serious collectors. Error coins are especially popular because they are unique and difficult to find. The thrill of discovering a rare quarter in circulation is what keeps collectors searching through coin jars, bank rolls, and inherited collections every single day. The Washington Quarter Series itself remains one of the most collected coin series in the United States. First introduced in 1932 to honor President George Washington, the design quickly became iconic. Over decades, billions of quarters were minted, but only certain years and varieties became highly collectible. The 1973 issue, without a mint mark, stands out because top-quality examples are much scarcer than many people expect. That hidden rarity continues to drive collector interest year after year. Imagine finding a valuable 1973 Washington quarter in your own home right now. It might be mixed into loose change, forgotten in an old wallet, or sitting unnoticed inside a coin jar. Most people would never suspect that an ordinary quarter could carry collector value. But experienced coin hunters know better. They understand that rare treasures are often hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone to notice the tiny details others ignore. The 1973 Washington quarter without a mint mark proves that valuable coins are still out there for anyone willing to look carefully. Whether it's a rare mint error, an exceptionally high-grade example, or a hidden variety, this coin continues to excite collectors across America. So before you spend another quarter, take a closer look at the date, the mint mark area, and the condition. That small coin in your hand could be worth far more than 25 cents, and your next discovery might become the treasure every collector dreams about. Coin number 3. Hat. If one of the most valuable coins in your collection is a quarter most people ignore every single day, the 1991 Washington quarter with the D mint mark may seem like ordinary pocket change, but collectors know that certain examples of this coin can actually be worth surprising amounts of money. Millions of Americans have probably spent this quarter without ever realizing its potential value. But hidden among the common pieces are rare high-grade coins and unusual mint errors that continue to attract serious attention from collectors across the country. If you have a jar of old quarters at home, now might be the perfect time to start searching carefully. The 1991 Washington quarter with the D mint mark was struck at the Denver Mint. You can identify this coin by looking at the small D located beside the date on the front of the coin. During 1991, enormous numbers of quarters were produced for circulation, meaning these coins were used heavily in everyday life. They passed through stores, vending machines, parking meters, and countless cash registers across America. Because most were circulated for years, finding one today in truly exceptional condition is much harder than many people realize. Collectors especially search for coins with strong luster, sharp details, and very few marks or scratches. One reason the 1991 D Washington quarter has gained popularity is because of mint errors. Error coins are mistakes created during the coin production process, and these mistakes can transform an ordinary coin into a collector's treasure. Some 1991 D quarters have been discovered with doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or weakly struck details. These unusual features make the coins unique, and collectors are always searching for rare examples that stand out from normal circulation pieces. Even a small error can increase the value dramatically depending on the rarity and condition of the coin. Condition is one of the most important factors in determining the value of this quarter. Most circulated 1991 D quarters are only worth face value, but coins in mint state condition can sell for much higher prices. Professional grading companies carefully inspect coins and assign grades based on surface quality, strike sharpness, and overall appearance. High-grade examples with strong eye appeal are especially desirable because very few survive without damage after decades of circulation. Some certified mint state 1991 D quarters have sold for hundreds of dollars, proving that even modern coins can become valuable under the right conditions. Another fascinating part of the 1991 D Washington quarter story is how overlooked modern coins remain. Many people believe only old silver coins are worth collecting, but experienced collectors know that rarity in top condition can matter just as much as precious metal content. Since most people spent their quarters without saving pristine examples, truly flawless 1991, D quarters became difficult to find over time. That scarcity created demand among collectors building complete Washington quarter sets. Today, some of the highest grade examples are considered extremely tough to locate. Collectors also enjoy searching these quarters because of the excitement of discovery. Every coin has the possibility of containing something unusual. A tiny doubling in the lettering, a strange strike pattern, or a missing detail could turn a common-looking quarter into a highly collectible piece. That thrill keeps coin hunters checking bankrolls, old piggy banks, inherited collections, and loose change every day. Many valuable coins have been discovered completely by accident, and stories like these inspire new collectors to start searching their own coins more carefully. The Washington quarter itself has a long and important history in the United States. First introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the coin quickly became one of America's most recognizable designs. Over the decades, billions of Washington quarters entered circulation, but only specific years and varieties became highly collectible. The 1991 D quarter represents a modern era of coin production, yet it still holds hidden surprises that collectors continue to chase today. Sometimes the coins people least expect end up becoming the most interesting collectibles. If you want to examine your own 1991 D Washington quarter, start by looking for the small D mint mark beside the date. Then inspect the surfaces under bright lighting. Look carefully for unusual doubling, strike errors, die cracks, or missing details. Pay attention to the shine and condition of the coin. Coins with sharp details in Washington's hair and clean surfaces are usually worth more to collectors. Using a magnifying glass or digital microscope can help reveal tiny features that are easy to miss with the naked eye. Auction records continue to show strong collector interest in rare Washington quarters. While most 1991 D quarters remain common, exceptional examples with rare errors or superb grades can command impressive prices. Collectors are willing to pay large amounts for coins that are difficult to locate in perfect condition. The combination of rarity, eye appeal, and collector demand is what drives values higher over time. That's why so many people continue searching through old change, hoping to uncover a hidden gem. Imagine finding a rare 1991 D quarter sitting unnoticed in your own home. It could be hidden inside a drawer, mixed into loose change, or forgotten in an old coin jar. Most people would never suspect that an ordinary quarter could carry extra value, which is exactly why discoveries still happen today. Coin collecting is exciting because treasures can appear where nobody expects them. Every quarter tells a story, and sometimes that story includes surprising collector value. The 1991 Washington quarter with the D mint mark proves that hidden treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered. Whether it's a rare, mint error, an ultra-high-grade example, or a unique variety, these coins continue attracting collectors from all over the country. Before spending your next quarter, take a closer look at the date, mint mark, and condition. You might be holding a coin worth far more than 25 cents, and your next discovery could become the coin every collector wishes they had found first.